Hi everyone, it's Rebbetzen Hadassah here from Golders Green United Synagogue, giving you some ideas for the second part of the Yom Tov. I hope you've all had a meaningful Pesach, and we are sending good wishes to all and love and support to those who are going through tough times at the moment. As Sam and I were having Seder this year, which was quite quiet because the kids were already in bed by the time we started, we came across a verse in the Haggadah, in the section right before Vehisha Amda, the section that refers to God promising Avraham the covenant between the parts, the Brit ben HaBetarim. And it quotes the section, it quotes the pasuk from that part of Bereshit. And it says, Vayomer le'Avram, and he said to Avram, Yado teda, ki ger yihya zar'echa be'eretz lo lahem. You should know, your descendants are going to be strangers in a land that does not belong to them. Ve'avdum ve'inu otam, and they will enslave them, and they will oppress them. Arba me'ot shana, for 400 years. V'gam et hagoy asher ya'avdu, and also to the nation that they will serve, Dan Anochi, I will judge them. Ve'achreichen yitz'u berchush gadol, and after that they will go out with great possessions. It's this last bit of the pasuk that I would like to discuss. Berchush gadol. God is promising Bnei Israel will leave with great possessions. What is this? Many commentators clarified that it's talking about what is being promised here is wealth, it's gold, it's jewelry, it's clothing. Rashi says, Rechush Gadol means Mammon Gadol, a lot of money, a lot of wealth. And he sees this as the pshat, because it's relating to the later verses in Shemot, where Bnei Israel are requesting from the Egyptians for their silver and their gold and their clothing. The Chizkuni further elaborates that this was actually meant to be compensation and page and reward for their work. However, these answers make this phrase and this pasuk even harder to understand. Because if we were given a choice to go through hardship and come out wealthy and rich, we would refuse it. We would say no thank you to all the hard years of slavery, the hundreds of years of slavery. And you could argue that this even cheapens the slavery by even contemplating that the slavery could be paid off with compensation. Especially if you think, what are they going to do with this gold in the desert for 40 years? If anything, it's more a burden. And finally, this word rechush is very unusual. If it meant wealth, then it would have said Mammon Gadol. When I look at this verse, I can't help but understand it as referring to something more than just money and wealth. I see it as meaning we come to own and possess something within ourselves. And I was pleased to see that the Haktav VeHaKabbalah, a 19th century German rabbi and scholar, also thought similar things. He writes, there is no doubt that the rechush here is referring to a spiritual rechush, a spiritual possession, which was the very reason for the slavery. Thus not just being a simple back payment, but rather the very essence, the very reason for the harsh slavery, which was for the Jews to grow and form as a nation and to become God's chosen people. The Haktav VeHaKabbalah makes a beautiful point that when God was making this promise to Abraham, when he said, your descendants will be as many as the stars in the sky, before Abraham had even fathered a child, what he's saying is that they will be like the stars that will shine in the heavens and provide light for the inhabitants on earth. They will be a light for the nations. And the only way to become this nation is through slavery and hardship. But once they do, they will come out with a rechush gadol. They will come out with this identity. This rechush gadol of clear faith that they have as a result of seeing miracles and wonders in Egypt, of trusting God for remembering his promises, for the empathy of others who are suffering, oppressed, or merely different. It is for the gratitude of for every small chesed, for every stage in the journey, expressed so powerful in the song Dayenu that we all love to sing. This is their rechush gadol, and indeed a possession that they will pass on, that we do pass on to our children forever. Perhaps this phrase stuck out to me this year more than any other year is because I saw this as a message for us right now. We are going through difficult times, no doubt, and each person has had their freedom infringed in a different way. No one knows how things will develop and be impacted. However, it is in these difficult times that we can gain great wealth. Wealth in understanding ourselves, our time, our freedom, appreciation for our health, and so much more. There is a powerful Hasidic idea of yerida letzorech aliyah, going down in order to come up. At times you have to go down in order to come back up again. For many, this is a challenging time. And of course, our hearts and prayers are with those who have lost loved ones or that they have family and friends in hospital. Please God, we should use this yerida, this challenge, as a way to go from strength to strength, as individuals, as families, and as a community going forward. We should be zocher to leave this with a rechush gadol. I wish you a very meaningful and enjoyable second part of the Chag of Freedom. Chag Sameach.